let's just rationalize this about this entire topic. So let's face it, humans thrived. Humans have thrived on Earth for thousands of years. We were the apex predator for thousands of years. Did we have vaccines 1,000 years ago? Did we have high blood pressure medication, diabetes medication 1,000 years ago? Did we eat a lot of red meat? Did we eat a lot of eggs? Did we eat a lot of dairy? Did we eat Cheerios? Did we eat Lucky Charms? No, we didn't. So let's just think, if we thrived thousands of years ago, then how could we do it without those things? So if you're believing a lie that you have to be on medication to be healthy, or, your doctor tells you to moderate eggs because they have high in cholesterol, or saturated fat from animal products is bad for you, red meat, get a new doctor. But just think about it rationally. What did your great-great-great-grandparents do? Mostly ate red meat and dairy. They didn't eat anything out of a box. And they probably didn't get cancer, and they, probably didn't get cardiovascular disease. And sure, there's exceptions to that, but it's not like there definitely was not 50% of America was not obese 100 plus years ago. That's for sure. And obesity-related disease kills more people than anything in America. Anything. So there we go.
I remember seeing, I think it was at the beginning of the summer, somebody posted a picture of like the beach swarmed with people. And I think it was
in the 70s. I've seen it.
Right? It was in like 1970 something. And there wasn't one overweight person in the picture. Yeah. Every woman had a bikini on and looked good in it. Like it was like,
and all the men looked lean. They looked healthy. They had their shirts off. They none of them were obese. It's just how it's changed in 2-3 generations is amazing. And just as a little side note on this topic, you may have heard this. I've seen it come up a couple times. I actually saw an interview. Janet and I were listening to a podcast, Tucker Carlson podcast with Casey and Callie. She's a Stanford trained doctor, and she got out of residency because she just couldn't believe what she was seeing. Just over and over again, you see the same thing and nothing to really treat the person to fix the problem. She was an ENT doctor, and she got tired of she realized after doing the third sinus revision surgery on somebody, it's like, this is not working, Anyway, I can't remember their last names. They talked about how, our government basically talked about in the 70s, started talking about how smoking was bad for us. And they came out about that. And it changed the cigarette companies. They people stopped, and it changed Americans' habits. More people stopped smoking. Less people were smoking, right? And so what did the tobacco companies do? Because they realized that, their source of income their revenue was going to hurt. So what did they do? They bought out big food companies. R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company bought out Nabisco. I think that's the company they bought out. Anyway, tobacco companies started buying out big food companies. And they used their scientists that understood how to deliver nicotine the best way to addict people. They used their scientists to do the same thing with food.
I didn't know that.
Right? Is it interesting? And it all makes sense now. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but think about it. It totally makes sense now.